Why Not? A queer podcast.
Thank you to our sponsor, Pineapple Healthcare, an award-winning primary care clinic right here in Orlando.
Pineapple Healthcare offers mental health counseling, HIV, STI testing and treatment, and specializes in care for the LGBTQ plus community.
Open Monday through Saturday. Call today at 407-553-6336 and schedule your appointment.
Pineapple Healthcare. Better together.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rick Todd.
And I'm Jeremy Williams, and you're listening to Wine,
Why Not? A queer podcast.
episode 148. All right.
So professional.
I
So
know.
professional.
You know, if we keep doing these early morning shows, I'm probably going to have to change. We're going to have to change it to like coffee knot or something.
Yeah.
We're recording bright and early Monday morning again because I got another mid shift.
Yeah, I mean, and let me tell you, I feel the morning right now.
Yeah.
Do you know why? It's not because I've been off for days and this is my first time back into the office. It's because, listen, we knew this was going to happen. So we get home last night. I've got a lot of stuff to do. I've got to write my column for the newspaper that goes to press tomorrow. I've got to, watch the shows for this podcast. I got all these things I got to do. And I was like, hey, do you guys want to watch the first episode of Stranger Things? And they were like,
Oh, no.
they were like, sure. And I said, now we can't get sucked in and watch all four of them. We just got to watch the one.
You got too much to do.
Yeah. So at midnight, we turned the TV off. We watched all four of them, and I'm exhausted.
That'll do it.
Did you watch them?
That's what No, okay, so I don't think anybody from Netflix listens to this podcast. I had been using your password, which is against their law.
Oh, yeah.
And they finally, now I get a message that says, you are outside of your viewing area, so you can't watch or something. I forget what the message said, but basically it said, we know you're not Rick. Stop using this Netflix. So last night, because I do want to start watching it, because I love Stranger Things, I signed back up for Netflix. But I was the good boy. I watched those shows that we needed to, the episodes we watched to talk about for podcast, and then I went to bed.
Oh, you're
But
so smart.
I worked all day yesterday and then came home and watched them, so I was exhausted by the end of those shows. So I don't think I could have made it into an episode of Stranger Things, and I want to be able to pay attention to it.
Yeah, it's interesting. They're like,
So-
I don't know, it's so weird to see them like all adulty.
Yeah, I've seen the trailer, and they're all like in their, 40s, 50s. I don't know how old they are by now. But it's only like a few years between the seasons, isn't it? Like it all takes place in the mid 80s.
Yeah. It's the weird thing is that I feel like the first of it took place in 1983, and this is all 1987.
Oh, okay, so that's 4 years, sure. They all went through really big growth spurts. But I saw in the trailer they show a scene of Sadie Sink, the redhead girl.
Yes.
And she's running, and I only remember her from, the first 3 seasons or the third season, whenever she was in it. And she's this little girl, and this grown woman comes running by, and they do a close up on the camera. I was like, that's not her, that's her mother. But yeah, as long as you can suspend the disbelief of these grown adults are still in middle school or whatever grade they're in. Are they in high school yet?
They've got to be. Yeah.
They've got to be, yeah.
I think
so,
they were in
yeah,
high
as long
school.
as you can-
I think they were in high school in season 4. Because they get to
Oh,
high
okay.
school, and then the one guy
That's
started
right,
playing
'cause
basketball, and then the other guys joined Hellfire.
Cringy scene that I can't even watch where 11 lost her powers and she does that.
Oh,
instead of
which is hilarious because that's what it looks like on the set every time she does it.
But when I watch that scene, I have such bad secondhand embarrassment. I have to fast forward. Oh, I love it. No,
that wasn't a good season for her.
No,
I will. Spoiler alert: she does it again in this season.
Oh no!
She goes,
does the power at least work this time?
And nothing happens. Oh, it's hilarious. Prepare yourself.
But yeah, so look at, and is there some queer stuff about it? There's been rumors
Major
that
queer stuff.
Will's going to be queer. Oh, maybe we'll talk about it for the podcast then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's definitely like there's some girl on girl action.
Oh, never mind. No. we like to throw a bone for the ladies, even though they don't want it.
I don't think the lesbians want your bone.
Nope. No, did we talk about lesbian? Oh, we did. We did the Christmas movie, which is about lesbians. Yeah.
Lesbians get the holidays. They get
We like
Christmas.
the
We talk
lesbians.
about the gays for Thanksgiving, the lesbians for Christmas.
That makes sense. The lesbians are the Jesuses of our community.
What did I see recently? That in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, that whole series that people say it's about like Christianity, and they think
it's an allegory for Christianity,
and they're like, this character is like Jesus, and like the writer came out and said, no, that character is Jesus. It's not
the
like
lion,
Jesus.
Yeah. The one who dies and comes back 3 days later. That's Jesus.
I don't know. I don't read.
You never saw The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe? You should watch the movie.
I watched Narnia.
But the Narnia movie, that one's really good.
Yeah,
isn't who the voice of Jesus is? Liam Neeson.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's the voice of the lion in that.
He does have a particular set of skills.
He sure does, and it's that voice.
All right. Well.
All right. Episode 148. You
140.
Want a couple of? You want to?
I don't know what happened there. The voice of Aslan came over the headphones and screamed something in my ear about Narnia. It was super loud. Oh yeah, taken in Narnia is what she said. The voice of Caitlin.
All right, so I got a couple of 148 little factoids for you. I thought this was interesting. Sticking with the Bible theme of talk, the words East and the word desolate appear 148 times in the King James Version of the Bible.
Huh. Is that all together, in the book of Job?
There is no East desolate. They didn't mention the books, but probably.
My first boyfriend was from East Desolate.
His name was Job. The electronic music artist C418, that's their band name, has an album they released in 2015 called 148. The band is best known for the Minecraft soundtrack. So if you play Minecraft and you're a huge C418 fan, I don't play Minecraft, so I have no idea who they are.
Have you seen the movie?
I did see the movie.
Is it any good?
It's a movie. It's fine. It's for kids, and I love Jack Black in anything he does.
My favorite
so watching
thing.
Jack Black is always fun.
Is he like he is in Jumanji? Because Jack Black in Jumanji is heaven.
Jack Black in Jumanji has a woman inside him, so it's a little different. He's more the crazy, chaotic Jack Black that he normally what was that? Tropic Thunder kind of Jack Black or School of Rock Jack Black. Jack Black doing a girl's spirit is heaven. I love him in the Jumanji movies.
It's like if movies were a food, it would be delicious.
Mm-hmm. And then, have you ever heard of Dunbar's number?
When I looked this up, but I didn't read too much about it.
Dunbar's number is a theory that we all have a limit to the number of people with whom we can maintain stable interpersonal relationships. And that Dunbar number, I'm sure you all know what it is that we're talking about on episode 148.
It's 2.
It is 2. It is the mean group size is 148. Although most people, when they talk about Dunbar, they round it up to 150. But Dunbar says the average person can maintain interpersonal relationships with 148 people, and after that, someone's suffering, and it's probably me.
I
find a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. I mean,
now it's not saying friends. It's just like, for instance, with working at Watermark, you're involved with a lot of people in the community. Yours is probably more than 148. It's any version or any type of relationship.
Well, so it's maintaining an interpersonal relationship with. I mean, there's no maintain. I guess, I don't know. That seems like a lot.
I mean, seeing somebody once a year would be maintaining a certain form of a relationship.
Okay.
I mean, you're not taking them all to bed, are you? Are you?
No. My number just shut up.
definitely a type of personal relationship. And then my last one, always for Caitlin, who, by the way, I am celebrating my 2-year Facebook friendiversary with. So 2 years ago, Caitlin and I became Facebook pals.
Hey, give it the wave.
Pokemon number 148 is Dragon Air, which is a 13-foot snake-like dragon Pokemon. I realize it is the evolved version of last week's Pokemon, Dratini. And for those who are into Pokemon lore, they say that if it emits an aura from its whole body, the weather will begin to change instantly. So, if you don't like the weather outside, just go find yourself a Dragon Air.
Breathe it in. Breathe in the Dragon Air. I don't think you want to do that.
No, that doesn't sound very
no.
good. That sounds like that commercial you see if you have mesothelioma. You get that from Dragon Air.
Actually,
And
that's
those
a
are my
terrible,
148s.
terrible disease.
It is.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it's from?
It's breathing in fiber, that pink stuff in the
Asbestos.
asbestos.
Yeah, it's
That's what
asbestos
I meant.
poisoning. And they use that for everything. They're like, oh, this is great. We'll use it as siding on a house because it'll last forever and blah, blah, blah. And then you're like, you're cutting it to build the house with it. And then it's breaking up those fibers. You breathe them in and it just sits in your lungs and cuts.
Yeah.
It's terrible. But yeah, if you don't have a job and you stay at home and you watch TV, like every third commercial is
mesothelioma.
It's a terrible thing.
The commercials that follow after that are Jardians.
Oh my God.
Diabetes.
It is worth quitting your job to sit at home and watch Jardian commercials. If they turned those into a full-on musical, I would be there. In fact, it's taking everything I have to not sing that song right now.
Like,
that is some good marketing.
How much money that particular pharmaceutical company has, but they have purchased every other commercial on every station in America.
And they must have gotten the Tony Award winning team to write the song and book for the commercial, because I'm in it. And then dancing around, them Jardians takers. I'm there. I love all of them. My favorite's the one in The Office, though.
Yeah,
I've seen them all.
They're fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I don't have much to add to this. 148 wasn't a stellar number for me to look up. I did read something about Psalm 148, which is like, I should start listening to the Psalms and then we'll post them. But I did find out that Avengers Infinity War is 148 minutes long.
That tracks. Yeah, it's a very long movie.
And are you aware of this? Like a movie that plays in the US and then plays like in Europe, like there'll be different lengths. Like
what do you mean?
Like the time of the movie. Like so there
I know that they edit them overseas for certain things.
Yeah.
Because there's certain countries that can't have,
gay
kisses.
So that scene where like Captain America gets rammed by the Hulk, they took that out. In Europe.
Good old Hulk ram.
Okay, so here we go. Let's go with the Friends. Then now we're at the Friends episode. Friends episode's 148. Leads up to one of my favorite Friends episodes ever. But 148. It's a part 1, if that's a hint. Season 6, episode 24.
It's the end of the season, so it's the one where Chandler proposes. Well, Chandler is going to propose to Monica, but Richard shows up at the restaurant. And this is so stupid. Like, I don't care how friendly you are with your ex. First of all, it's the waiter's fault. So if anybody hasn't seen it, Rachel and Chandler are sitting there. Chandler's got the ring in his pocket. Monica and Chandler. And Chandler's going to propose to her. And her ex-boyfriend, Richard, comes in with a date. And they're like chatting, and he's like, "Oh, your table's ready." The waiter comes over, or host, or whoever it is, and they're like, "Okay, well, good to see you." And he goes, "Or this table next to them, since you're chatting with them, is open." And it's like, dude, don't play matchmaker, or let's try to make sure these kids have. You see that they're having a nice romantic dinner. Don't invite people to sit with them. It's not your place. I hate that waiter. So then,
right, and especially if it's a restaurant that people propose to people at.
Yeah. So, and you know it is because there's been several proposes, and Friends only had one studio. So then Chandler wants Monica to be surprised when he asks her. So then he spends this episode trying to make her think that he doesn't want to ever get married, which ends up backfiring on him. This is also, I think, the one where Ross breaks up with Bruce Willis's daughter, who he's dating, the college student, because he realizes that she is just young, and walks in on a water balloon fight they're having, and gets all dad on them.
And then breaks up, and then he goes to leave, and then he's thinking, you know what? She handled that really maturely. Maybe she's really not so young. And then she goes, hey, Ross! And then she starts throwing water balloons at him.
Goes, you suck! And then hits him.
And then he goes,
break up, still on. Let's see. And then Rachel takes Joey. I love this one. Joey and Phoebe to a gala where they have an open bar. So Phoebe gets drunk, and then Joey, there's a silent auction. He thinks it's if you get closest to the price of one of the auction items, you get the item. And he bets $20,000 on a sailboat, and that's the highest bid. So he ends up winning the sailboat, and then has to come up with money to buy the sailboat. It's a good episode. I remember that episode very fondly.
Yeah, I don't like the episode where she teaches him how to sail the sailboat.
Oh, no. Okay, if you... this isn't so... We've talked about this as much an issue back in the 70s and 80s, 90s, when you didn't have the ability to watch an entire season or a series of a show. But if you're one of those people who puts Friends on in the background as your background show, there are so many inconsistencies, because she teaches Joey how to sail because her father was a sailor and taught them all how to sail. And then a few seasons before, when she's says she's going to that sailing regatta, remember she was trying to get that guy to be jealous, the neighbor guy.
Oh, right.
And she was playing all these games. So he was having a party, and she said she couldn't go because she was going to a sailing regatta. And Monica says, what do you know about sailing? And she goes, nothing. Well, 3 seasons later, you know everything, Rachel.
Yeah, and what happened to Ben?
Yeah.
Poor Ben.
Poor Ben.
You know that dude that played Ben? You know, when he's an adult and he took those photos and they got leaked? That resurfaced again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That resurfaced again. Hey, good for him. It resurfaced in some interview, and he was like... and somebody asked him about it in an interview, and he goes, yeah, I did it. I thought I looked good, so I did it. I don't care. Yeah. So good for him. Mean,
in today's day and age, we all probably have photos flying around out there on the internet somewhere. I don't care how much they said they weren't going to use them for anything other but themselves.
Yeah, you know, because I never showed up to your house, so you know they were just scrounging for photos to put on some MySpace page. Lying bastards. Anyway,
moving on.
Moving right along. Here we go. Are you ready for this? Now we're getting into some good movies here. Now that we're at 148, you know, we're getting some really good movies. I think you got a chance for these. I mean, certainly this first one. The second one, I'm not so sure, but the first one, you got a chance. I just don't know. I don't want to tell you the director because that just gives it away. So that's the hint I'll give you about the director. But this is a 1977 movie.
1977?
Yes.
Star Wars?
No.
I think it stars be a little higher than 148.
It stars. It's got Shelley Duvall in it. She's not the star of it, but Shelley Duvall's in it. Tony Roberts. And this is what gives it away. If you think about a director that would give it away, and then Diane Keaton. In 1977.
Oh, it's a Woody Allen film.
Yes.
What? Shelley Duvall was in a Woody Allen film? You're going to say this movie, and I'm going to say, oh my God, I totally forgot Shelley Duvall was in that.
Yeah, it's
Annie Hall.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, very good.
Shelley Duvall's in Annie Hall?
Yes.
Why do I not remember that? And for as troublesome as he is as a director, Annie Hall is actually a really good movie. It's like the first romantic, like the modern romantic comedy.
Nice. You know, I have to log out real fast of Teams because, you know, everybody's, well, we record these at
Messaging you.
9 in the morning. You know, people start working. And it's
Ugh.
like, y'all calm down, editorial team.
When did they start that?
Yeah, just because, yeah. Wait for have another meeting. Talk about it then. Just because Dylan was out for a week and we go to press tomorrow, everybody's like, oh, let's talk to Dylan. Oh, where's this? Where's that? All right, here we go. 148 greatest director of all time. Here we go, because we don't get a lot of women, so we get I'm gonna give you like the lesser known things that I think, but then maybe the last movie is gonna give it to you. The Portrait of a Lady.
The Portrait of a Lady. Who directed that? Lady director, Portrait of a Lady. That would have been in the 90s, maybe early 2000s.
Yeah, I think that's about right. Most of these movies are. It's actually every movie starts with so there's The Portrait of the Lady, The Power of the Dog.
Oh, Jane Campion.
Hey, you got it on The Power of the Dog? Is that a famous movie?
She just won an Oscar for it like 2 years ago.
Really?
That's the one with Benedict Cumberbatch. I think we talked about it on the podcast.
There's no way. This must have been before I've never heard of this movie, The Power of the Dog.
Benedict Cumberbatch and
that poor name.
Jane, the Mary Jane for the first Spider-Man. Kristen. Oh, who was Mary Jane in the first Spider-Man?
No, she's it's if you didn't ask me, I would have told you. Because she's Amber Atkins in Drop Dead Gorgeous,
Kristen,
and it's
I want to say Stewart, but that's the wrong one. Dunst. Kirsten Dunst.
Oh, because you were saying Kristen, it was throwing me off. It's Kirsten.
Kirsten Dunst. We talked about it on the podcast. It's about a homosexual relationship.
Really? Well, we didn't cover it. We did. We watched. We watched The Power of the Dog and did an episode of it.
Yeah.
No, we did not.
Yes, we did.
No. Sorry, everybody. You're gonna have to pay attention.
I know.
Talk amongst yourselves while I look to this.
Unless I am having like
I just
major Mandela effect now.
I just looked up The Dog of the Dog instead of The Power of the Dog. No, you've been Mandela affected. I've never seen a movie called The Power of the Dog. It's not something that I. Oh, and it's like a Western? No, we didn't watch it. It's Western-y.
Yeah, it is very Western-y.
But
she won it.
We can for the next episode. All right. Well, congratulations. You got them both.
Thank you.
Are you going through like Wine Why Not podcast now to see if we've covered this?
I'm just Googling it really quick because I'm having like this
I looked up The Power of the Dog. I looked up The Power of the Dog, Wine Why Not, and nothing has come up. So that did not happen.
I'm having major Mandela effect because I can recall having a conversation with you about this movie, unless I was just talking to you about because it was nominated for like 9 Oscars.
Right, and we talk about movies like that one with we talk about movies that we don't really cover a lot, so that it could have been like the one with Jesse Eisenberg in it. We would have done that one too.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Speaking of Power of the Dog, I got my AMC A-list because I did this with Regal last year. But they don't have good Regals here in New York City.
You did it with Movie Pass, and you made them bankrupt. So please don't bankrupt AMC.
AMC has a lot more money than Movie Pass did. Also, theirs is not as because Movie Pass was $9.99, unlimited movies at any theater you want to go to. We knew going into this it was not sustainable, so we used it. You're in, you use it, you get out. That's how you do it with Movie Pass. But AMC's different. They're a little better about it. You have to obviously use one of their theaters, and you only get 4 movies a week. Now I say only, but I mean, how many people are actually going to the movies 4 times a week? So I started back up because we're getting into the award season again. The movies during the holiday season, they release all the movies that are probably going to get award attention. So I got that and have been reading up on movies that are possibly going to be in contention. So I want to make sure I see all those. But I did learn an interesting factoid that I want to share with you. In researching movies that are up for award contention, we are all familiar with the EGOT. The people
Yes.
who win the Emmy, the Grammy, the Oscar, and the Tony.
Very few legitimate ones, but yes.
Yes. I mean, I think anybody who's an EGOT would say that they are legitimate. But yes, according to your rules, there are very few legitimate ones.
I know that this podcast is very popular amongst the EGOT winners.
Yes.
So I want you to know that most of them are not legitimate. But if you're listening, yours is.
Yes. I believe if you won any one of the major awards just for producing something, that is not legit, correct?
I mean, in my book,
we're talking your book.
Yeah, in my book, like if you donated money to something and to produce it, but you were not involved at all creatively,
doesn't count.
Then why would you deserve an award for the work that was done? I don't get that. But also,
they've always given the best picture or best TV show and everything to the producers.
Yeah, I mean, right, because without it, but I mean, if you're talking like somebody who gave $500,000 or $1 million, well, then you just bought an award. That seems weird to me. But if you're talking like, a couple of $1,000 or $50 here, like that just seems weird. So, but also I think like if you're like a concert and you win like a Grammy for your concert, but somebody filmed it, so now you've got an Emmy. And then they put it in a movie, and then you get an Oscar for that for like this one performance. Like that seems weird to me.
Yeah. Well, then you will be happy to learn that there is one person who has been nominated for an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony, and didn't win a single one. Yes.
Is it Susan Lucci?
No, that would be crazy though. Lynn Redgrave, the actress of the great Redgrave family.
Really?
Yeah, in fact, she was in a movie we watched that she was nominated for her Oscar, Gods and Monsters.
Well,
his maid.
Who won? Who beat her?
Judi Dench for Shakespeare in Love.
Oh, that got way too many awards.
1999 is one of the years where they got everything wrong. Roberto Benigni beat Ian McKellen. Judi Dench and now Judi Dench deserves an Oscar, but not for the 2 minutes she was in Shakespeare in Love. She should have won it for one of
Mission Impossible.
Yeah. You remember that movie Philomena? I think we covered it on the podcast. Have we done that one yet?
No.
Oh, we need to. That is a gay movie.
I don't know who else you do a podcast with, but I don't appreciate you stepping out on me.
I don't need you to.
Look, I moved to New York. I can do a podcast with everybody. Are you and Boeing Yang best friends now?
No. Why is he everywhere?
Did you see him dancing with Jonathan Groff at the parade?
He was when they did. I get it. He's in Wicked, but when the Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo did the Wicked concert. He shows up and he sang all of Jonathan Bailey's parts. It's like, why are you everywhere? You're not even.
You know what? You live your best life, Bowen Yang. You go get it, and it's good to have some good, queer representation out there all over the place.
Yeah. But no, I don't do a podcast with him. I started one with Andy Cohen. We made up.
Oh my God, that came up too, by the way, on my trip. Yeah, I was hanging out with some people who are huge fans of Andy Cohen, and I was like, you know what? I wonder if Jeremy has crossed paths yet with Andy Cohen. Like,
not yet. He will rue the day.
It's so funny too. I found this out. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I found this out too. That how we called that one episode, like something about hanging out with Bobby and Tribeca.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know somebody who plays bridge with him. And calls him Bobby.
Really? Yeah, that's all his friends call him Bobby.
Yeah. I actually stayed at for Thanksgiving, and it came up in conversation, and they're like, "Oh yeah,
very nice.
Yeah, I play bridge with Bobby." I was like, "Oh, look at you."
So sign up for the AMC A list. I'm probably, if we do have any film nerds who listen to this, they're gonna hate this next part. I saw 2 movies on Thanksgiving. I saw Eternity, which isn't really getting any Oscar buzz. I just thought it looked really cute. And it turned out, have you seen the trailer for this one with Elizabeth Olsen? So it's Elizabeth Olsen, and she's married to Miles Teller. And the movie starts out, they're old. And Miles Teller dies by choking on a pretzel. and his wife has cancer, and she dies like a few months later. But in this movie, you go to like this
What?
resort.
What? That's Elizabeth Olsen is in the Marvel movies, yes?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
she's
she plays
related to
Scarlet
the
Witch.
Olsen twins?
Yeah, she's their sister.
Just learned that.
Oh, yeah, yeah. She has surpassed the other Olsens to become the more
How do you
popular
feel about
Olsen.
Miles Tiller?
I don't know, because I used to think he was just kind of like one of those kind of annoying. He comes across, or he used to come across as annoying. Recently, I saw him on SNL, and then I saw him in this movie, and I think he's charming in this movie. He's starting to grow on me.
I keep reading things about like difficult actors, and his name's always
Yeah.
on the list.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and
He's always seemed like a difficult actor, but recently he seems to be good.
you know, didn't he go to UCF or something? He's from Central Florida.
Oh, is he? Oh, I
Yeah, I
didn't know
think
that.
so. Or he went to school here. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't like his mustache in Maverick, but
No, I don't think a mustache looks good on most people. The very few people can pull off just a mustache.
yeah.
Tom Selleck.
Did you see
That's
Gorge?
about it.
The Gorge, is that what it's called? Where he's in
Uh-huh.
that, and like he's watching over this gorge, and there's somebody on the other side, and they're not supposed to talk to each other, and there's like something inside the gorge that they have to
No.
keep it from coming out. And anyway, I think it's on some. It's a movie made for like Hulu or some streaming service.
Oh,
Anyway,
I haven't heard it.
so it's. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Please continue.
Yeah, so Eternity is when you die, you go to like this resort, and you have to decide what you want your eternity to be. So, turns out that everybody, what they believe in the afterlife is real. You're all right because you get to pick what you want it to be.
Oh, that's the same thing as What Dreams May Come, that Robin Williams movie.
Oh yeah.
It's really whatever you
This
want
one's
heaven
more played
to be.
for laughs, though.
Oh,
that
okay.
one was more of like a drama. This is for laughs. So you go, and it's like when you go to a conference or like at gay days when they have the sorry, I've been out of the game for a while. What do they call that thing? When you go in to the left, it's all the little stands.
The
that we
expo?
would do. Expo, that's what I was for. It's like an expo, and all these representatives from the different afterlives, eternities, have little pamphlets. So it's like, were you a Catholic on Earth? We have Catholic World. Come to Catholic World. So once you pick your eternity, you're stuck there. You spend eternity there. So make sure you pick right. So she dies, and her husband waits at the resort for her so they can go to the same eternity. And they meet up, but you find out that she had a first husband who died in the Korean War and has been waiting at the resort for 65 years for her to come back. And now she has to pick who she wants to spend eternity with, which husband. Her first husband, who died tragically in war when they were young and had their whole lives ahead of them, or the guy who got 65 years on Earth with her.
Look, if you die and you die and your spouse is not 50 years old yet, you can pretty much be sure they're going to find someone else.
Yeah. And in this day and age, even if they are over
Yeah.
50, there's dating apps and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, but if they're old, like if you get into the things where you're after 50, then you might find somebody who also has a spouse that died, and so you're just sort of companions for the end of your lives, and then go to heaven and be back with your other people.
But so the whole movie is
What an interesting
her
dilemma.
deciding. It's got her name escapes me, but she's the detective on Only Murders in the Building. She won an Oscar.
Oh yeah, I love her.
She is so funny in this movie. But it's such a cute movie. So I saw that. It doesn't have any real Oscar buzz, which is sad because it's a really good movie. Everyone should go see it. And then I took a little break, and then I went and saw what is getting all this Oscar buzz and all this award attention, and is considered in a two-way tie right now for Best Picture of the Year, along with that one Leonardo DiCaprio movie that just came out a month ago.
Yeah, everything sucks.
The last battle of something or something.
One terrible thing after another. Lemony
So the movie
Snicket. I don't know, something like that.
Hamnet. And I went into it super excited to see it because it opened.
Ham.
This is one of the things I like. Like you being in New York, you're like, oh, I love New York because of Broadway. I love New York because movies open here and in LA first before they open everywhere else. So the Hamnet opened this past weekend just in New York and LA. And I was super excited to go see it. And I get in there, and it is the most boring movie. I fell asleep about 20 minutes into the movie and kept sporadically waking myself up because I think I was snoring. And then about an hour and change, maybe hour 10, hour 15 minutes into the movie, I was just so lost and bored that I walked out. I have never walked out of a movie before. And I walked out of this movie. Now, it was a long day. I had went to the parade earlier in the day, and I had to be up early for Black Friday the next day. So I was exhausted. So I'm going to go back and read, because I can see 4 movies a week. I'm going to go back and see it again.
What if it
I
was
feel
like
I didn't give it a fair shot?
What if it's like 4 different movies, and then they're like, you go to use it, and they're like, no, according to our records, you walked out. You can't go back in.
That would be crazy. But I know that's not for true, because I saw a TikTok of somebody who has this, and they went and saw Wicked on their A-list 4 times in the same day. They went in the morning and just watched back to back Wicked because they loved it so much.
That's a lot. It is a good movie. It is not that good. Nothing is that good.
I bet it was that person.
Were they 6 years old? Were they 6 years old? Because I had to watch Mary Poppins 4 times in a row with my 6-year-old niece when I babysat once.
Yeah.
Never babysat
my nephew,
again.
That's how he was with Wizard of Oz. It would finish and be like, again.
Oh, he probably did that for you because he knew that you're a friend of Dorothy.
I'm going to think that now. So I'm going to give another shot because I'm getting all these rave reviews.
What if he goes to school and he's like, well, my uncle knows Dorothy. He's a friend of Dorothy.
So take that. Let's see. But I did that on Thanksgiving. So first Thanksgiving up in New York. Chris is away. He had to work. I don't have anybody up here who I can go to for the holidays. Here. But you know that when I'm alone on holidays, my favorite place to go is the movie theater. So I did that. But in the morning, I wanted to see part of the parade live. And I did not want to try to go down to Macy's. Apparently, even if you work there, they don't have special places for you. Although all the people in those stands right there, friends and like the big wigs at Macy's and all their friends, that's fine. Whatever. I'm just a seasonal worker. I don't get special privileges. Anyway, so I'm not going to.
They're like, we got a special section for you. Here, hold this and walk along with the balloon.
They wouldn't even let me do that. I tried to volunteer.
Oh yeah,
and I got no response from my what do they call people leader in HR?
They're like, he's not even a real temp. He works for UGG.
You don't even go here.
He doesn't even have a Macy's name tag. Get rid of him.
So, so I decided because it comes down. Central Park West. And so I was like, I'll just cut over and I'll see what the crowd looks like. It's not like there was nobody there, but it's a very much thinner crowd watching the parade from Central Park. So I went and watched it in the morning for Central Park. It was a nice cold morning. I got my coffee, I got to see the Lego, because it was Lego's first year in the parade. They had the Lego float. I saw the Spider-Man balloon, all exciting, very nice. And then I rushed back home because it was cold. And then I watched the rest of the parade at home. And you know how they do, like you watch a parade, but then they have like those little snippets with celebrities?
Yes.
So they film them all in Macy's. So when we were closing Wednesday night, the Macy's producing team was in and they were staging everything for the little vignettes they were doing. And that Starbucks, they had Mariska Hargitay and Chris Maloney did a little bit from the Starbucks at Macy's where I get my coffee every day.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you met them.
No, they had people at the background actors in the Starbucks while they were talking, and I was like, that is what I volunteered for. You couldn't get back to me, people leader. I could have been there. But I wasn't. But it was cute. I enjoy the parade.
I have a question.
Nice to see part of it live. Yeah.
So the performances that they do, they only do that in front of Macy's, right? I don't assume Jonathan Groff is walking down the street and every third block is doing a number.
Nope. That is just in front of Macy's. And what's interesting is they have those big green doors that open. That's just an entrance into Macy's. They close that entrance off 2 days before, and they build those doors around there. That's just a regular entrance. You walk in there, perfume. Other side of that door. You think it's like a magical land where Jonathan Groff and Mariska Hargitay hang out? Perfume.
What if on the other side of that they're sitting there with perfume bottles, like
all the big ones. They're like Jimmy Choo. Jimmy Choo. I say Jimmy Choo because right across from Uggs on the second floor, they have a pop-up of Jimmy Choo. And there is this delightful, I don't know if he's like Argentinian. He's some sort of Latin, South American. And he's got a very thick accent. And he's always got this nice suit on. And he's got a scarf around his neck. And he's like, you like the Jimmy Choo Choo? And he would spray them. And he cracks me up all day. I love this man.
I have Jimmy Choo cologne. It's very good.
Yeah, it smells really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might buy it from him. He works on commission. And he deserves it. We all do. Anyway, so that was my Thanksgiving. Do you want to talk about your Thanksgiving?
I want to know what you ate. What did you eat on Thanksgiving? Because I don't think they're open anymore. Are there still Boston markets in the world? Because one time when I lived in New York,
no.
I had Thanksgiving Day by myself, and so I went and had Thanksgiving meal at Boston Market. What did you eat?
Oh no, I had for dinner I had Popeye chicken sandwiches, and during the day for my first movie I had, what did I get? Oh, I got chocolate covered pretzels, and then in my second movie I had gummy bears, both of which I finished off before the movie even started because I have no patience. But yeah, my Thanksgiving, I guess, when I got home that night, because I had to be up at 5:30 the next morning for Black Friday because I opened. So I had chicken sandwiches and then felt like crap the next morning because I ate and went right to bed, and never eat Popeye's chicken and then go right to bed because you will feel miserable the next day.
Yeah, I got, when those chicken sandwiches first came out and there was like original and spicy, and I wanted to try both. And so I was like, oh, I'll just get one of each. They're huge sandwiches. Huge. And so I ate both of them, and then I was completely sick afterwards for a while. But it's probably because I was eating healthy at the time, and then it just was a shock to my system. They were delicious, but it was
good.
a lot.
I will say that I used to love spicy food, and in my old age, I still love the taste of spicy food, but the rest of my system, as it makes its way through, does not like spicy foods. So I did do original recipe because my body punches me in the stomach every time I do anything spicy now.
I don't want to get into too many details, but we'll just talk about regions of the body, because people say like, oh, I can't eat spicy foods anymore. Does that mean that your stomach cramps? Or does it mean that below your stomach has major issues?
Let's just say my stomach hurts and it burns.
I get me. Right. But see, here's the thing for me. It's like I used to drink Bloody Marys, really spicy Bloody Marys. And like the pain at which these things would exit me was like, but it's just what I was used to. So I don't know that I would never stop eating spicy foods, just because
I never had pain. Like, it was never burn when it would leave me when I had spicy foods. That's just something that's happened over the last couple of years as I got older.
Getting old sucks.
I am not willing to push past that burning sensation just for some spicy food. I'll take it bland. It's fine. I'm of that age. Mush it up. Put it all in a blender. I'll eat it with a spoon. It don't matter.
Getting old sucks.
So it was a kind of a sad Thanksgiving dinner, but the day before, we did do a team potluck at Uggs.
Nice.
And I made my baked spaghetti squash and bought sausage and meatballs, and they were rave. I am surprised how many people have never had spaghetti squash before. So they were like, well, what is that? I was like, well, it's a squash that looks like spaghetti when you run your fork over it. But everybody raved about it. And because they make like little to-go dishes after the potluck, and everybody takes their little dish, they were all taking big scoop. They cleaned me out of spaghetti squash. So
nice.
I felt like a proud Italian grandma. I was like, oh, they like my spaghetti. So that was nice. So I had a dinner Wednesday night. So we'll say that was my Thanksgiving, because we had different styles of chicken. I don't think we had turkey at all, but we had different styles of chicken, stuffing, potatoes, that kind of thing. And I brought my spaghetti squash. We had pumpkin pies and cookies. somebody bought there's a bakery here. I gotta find out which bakery they got it, but they had these little mini cheesecakes, and it was one of those desserts where you have to sit down when you eat it because it makes you weak in the knees. It was so good.
Really?
So good. I will find out, and the next time you're up here, we'll get those cheesecakes. They were so flipping good.
Well, that's nice. Well, that sounds lovely.
That was my Thanksgiving. What else did I do? Oh, but I do want to talk a little bit about Black Friday because I was a little nervous of how it was going to go because, Macy's, like everybody goes to Macy's, and then it's Black Friday. So I was worried that it was going to be crazy, and it was busy, but it was pretty, it wasn't bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. What sucked was the following week or the next weekend. So Saturday and Sunday. So Black Friday was good. Everything went off fine. I got out there at 3. Beautiful. Over the weekend, the people got meaner.
Oh.
Uggs right now because most brands, they have like their seasons. So these are the seasons that the shoes that Uggs is doing this season. They don't discount anything in their current season. If you want a discounted Ugg, you have to go to like an outlet or you go to like Nordstrom's or Foot Locker or something and you get some of their past seasons. So there's no discounts. The people coming in, you would think that when you tell them there's no discounts on Uggs in Macy's, that you just punch their mother in the stomach. They're so offended. The number of people who wanted to talk to a manager because Uggs aren't on sale. I'm like, are you over Uggs? You want to talk to a manager because you don't get a 30% discount? Become my friend.
I think that's more of a Macy's problem. As a consumer of Macy's, and I have the Macy's card, and I get their rewards.
On sale.
Like everything's constantly on sale, except for the things that you want to buy. And I think that's a Macy's problem. So like I went there one time and I'm like, oh, it's like 30% off of everything if I use my card. Perfect. So I went and I bought a bunch of cologne, like 2 or 3 of them, and they're like, $350 later. I was like, where's the 30% off? And they're like, oh, it doesn't count for cologne.
Yeah.
And so, because it's the brand. I didn't.
So what they do is Macy's has their stuff, and then brands rent areas or space from Macy's.
Yeah.
So like Uggs in there, that space is owned by Uggs. They rent it from Macy's, and it's all Uggs stuff. So we don't abide by the Macy rules. Same thing with Coach. Same thing with Jimmy Choo. Same thing with most of the perfume brands.
It's like you're an ambassador. You're the Uggs ambassador to Macy's.
Macy's is the retail UN, and I am Australia because that's where Uggs are from.
Do you have Uggs immunity?
Like, good day, mate.
Like if you steal something from Calvin Klein, do you say I have Uggs immunity?
Only if I make it back to Uggs before I get caught. They can't extradite me back to Coach. So Saturday and Sunday was bad. I don't know if you can see this nick on my nose.
Oh my God, did you get punched by an angry person?
I wish. No, we have, I don't know if you've ever been in the back storeroom of a shoe store, but like their shelves they're like 20 feet in the air, and they have these long sticks that have like this little metal clamp on it, and you clamp it to the front of the shoe box, and you slide it out, and you pull the pole down, and then you grab the shoe. Well, apparently one of the cardboards were broken about halfway up, and as it was coming down, it came off the clamp and caught me right in the nose. So that is a war wound from Uggs. And then I chipped.
Do you get hazard pay?
I don't want to sound like a little girl.
Do you get hazard pay?
No. I'm part-time and I'm seasonal. They don't care.
You're like, I don't even have health insurance. Look at this.
So I broke a nail. I got knocked in the nose. So it was a rough weekend. But Black Friday itself was good. And then to wrap up the weekend, last night, I'm exhausted. It was a long weekend. I worked long hours. And I get to the subway. And over the intercom, and I'm sure you've heard the intercom system. Sounds like that. So they're making, what I can make out is people were on the tracks. They had found a group of people on the tracks at some station, and that the police were chasing them down. But until they could get them, one of the tracks were shut down. So the trains were diverted to the ACE line, the line that I take, the ACE. So there was F trains running on the ACE line. There was 1 trains running on the ACE line, which was delaying all of those.
Pandemonium.
They were moving them, yes. So there was maybe a group of maybe 15 or 20 of us that the little voice would be like, the C train is now being moved to the E train. So we would all, as a pack, run down the stairs, run, because we're at the Penn station, run across all, like, it's almost like we were a family, like we knew each other. We were all trying to go to the same place. And running from track to track, because they kept making announcements. Oh, I guess the people were jumping tracks and stuff. They're like, oh no, that track's closed now. We need to go to this track. So then we, like little rats, just running around the damn subway. So we finally they're like, E-train, go. So we get to the E-train, and the train's been there. It's getting ready to take off, and the doors start to close, and this godsend of a woman who's already on the train grabs the door and holds it open. You can see the doors doing this thing. It's trying to close, and she's holding it open. And we all lunge onto the train. All 20 of us rush onto this train, and she saved the day, and she let the door goes, and they close. And there's this, right behind me, there's this little Asian woman, and she gets like these wide eyes. Her backpack is stuck in the doors, and she's like doing this, trying to get her backpack out of the door. And the train's getting ready to take off. So as a group, because we're family now, we all grab the doors and we yank the doors open just as the train's trying to take off. So it does it jerks, like it's trying to take off, and then they hit the brakes, and then the little light goes on, and then she pulled her backpack in, the door slammed closed, and we went on our merry way.
That MTA worker driving
happy.
that train is listening to this right now and hates all of you.
Oh, he's so pissed. But it was quite an interesting way to finish the weekend, running in a little rat pack from train to train.
Just a little advice to anybody who's going to jump on a train right as the doors are closing. If you're wearing a backpack, take it off and lead with the backpack, because they don't care. If your backpack gets stuck in it, they will take off and you will hit something and it'll rip it up. You lose your arms. They don't care.
Mm-hmm. They don't care. That's why that lady, she was like, no, we must save her. They won't save her. We must save our own. But yeah, she got in, backpack and all.
Wow, that sounds exhilarating. Also,
it was a good way to.
I would have just walked the 10 blocks. If they told me the tracks were messed up, I would have walked the 10 blocks.
I was standing all day. It had been raining, so everything was wet and gross. I was not walking those streets for 10 blocks. I'd rather run the subway. But it worked out. It was good. I made friends.
Well, that's good.
How was your week?
I had a good one. It was a good week.
Yeah?
It was very busy. So we recorded on Monday, and then I completely forgot this until Dylan reminded me that day that we had tickets to see Dazzling Lights at Lou Gardens. Now, I know that
nice.
you have been to other things, Dragons and Fairies and stuff that
they do light shows. They had Dragons and Fairies. They did they did a Halloween one that at Lou Gardens I went to. They had an Alice in Wonderland one. Yeah, they do a bunch of fun stuff with lights and animatronics out there.
Yeah, there were so many lights. Okay, so first of all, I just want to give a shout out. Colton Smith was the creative designer behind this. You might recognize him if you saw him because
I know him.
Yeah, he does things. What's that called? The thing that they do downtown?
Oh yeah, the interactive theater thing. I forget what the name of it is.
Emerge.
Yeah.
Emerge. They did that, but he also was involved. Oh, because he brought Cirque du Soleil. He was involved in Cirque du Soleil too, right? Because we went to see a thing there. Remember that thing that I slept through? I was just really tired, and it was nice and cold in the theater. But anyway, so he's the creative designer behind this, and so we went for media night, which was fantastic. You get in, they give you like little presents and stuff, which is kind of cool. But we ate a bunch of the cookies, which were delicious. I recommend that they use Bebe Bakes next year for their cookies. But hey, but you know, I found this out. I guess I've known this for a little while. She's been there for a little while, but I finally got to see her. A friend of mine that was in the theater department at Winter Park High School. We were friends at Winter Park High School. I haven't seen since high school. Is the executive director at Lou Gardens now, and so I got to see her when we got there. Super nice, super great to see her and catch up. But I just want to say, Dazzling Lights. Listen, I don't care what it costs. I don't know what it costs. It might be like 20, 30, 40. It could be $80. I don't care what it costs. It is gorgeous and worth going. I've never seen something like this before. So imagine like if you're old like me, and you used to go to the Osborne Lights show at where it used to be in the Disney parks. They moved it to the studios towards the end. And is that Caitlin? You're not even reacting to this. Did you ever see the Osborne Lights? Oh, so Caitlin's never saw it. So she must have been way too young to go to Disney. Were you
$31.50 for select nights. I just looked up real quick.
Oh, well, look at that. That is a steal.
As low
That
as
is a
$31.50.
steal. You should definitely go. It's
When
just
I first pulled it up, it said 207, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know if there's anything worth 207." But that's for the season pass.
It's really I just can't describe. You have to go. There's lights everywhere. I don't know what their budget is. Look, I have Govee lights around my house, and those are ridiculously expensive. And you can they've got the first thing that you go through is this what they call candy cane lane or something, and it's got all these lights like light sticks that change lights that look LED. I don't know what their budget is for this. It's got to be more than the East Wing Ballroom that's going up at the White. I mean, it's just so many pretty lights. My favorite thing about it, though, there's this section, and it's just like it's really stunning. It's about butterflies and fireflies, and they have these like balls that they light up and I don't know, delight, whatever that word is. Like they go dark and they light up, they go dark and light up. And they're on this like rotating thing and these flimsy sticks that's holding them. So it totally looks like there are fireflies all around you. It's just super amazing. And there's these like huge hallways that you walk through with all these lights, and it's just like it's almost overwhelming at times, but it's just so worth it. I'm gonna buy tickets and go. I feel like it's an experience that I think that Jen's mom and my mom would really like, and I think my brother and his son and all that would really like. I want us all to go as a big family. So
according to Google, Lou Garden's Dazzling Nights features 1 million lights spread over 3/4 a mile walking path.
Look at it. You don't even work here anymore. And my friend from high school is going to love you right now way more than me. I'm just saying go. And she's probably sitting there like, say something about how many lights it is. Well, I do know that it's sponsored by Advent Health because for a week, Dylan and I have been saying, how much money did they give? Because it's so many lights. It has to be. Like we joke about Orlando's snowflake budget all the time. Are you familiar with this? Like you drive down a street in Orlando during the holiday seasons, and there are these beautiful snowflakes.
On the
but it's like every street in Orlando. It's like, what is the budget for? So we looked it up. It was like over $200,000 to buy them, and it's like over $50,000 a year to maintain them, something like that.
Oh wow!
But it's beautiful. Definitely go to this. So the next morning, like we didn't plan this out very well. Oh, wait, I do want to say this real quick story about Dazzling Lights. So there's somebody I used to know in my drinking days when I used to get invited to parties. But, when you stop drinking, people stop inviting you to parties because they think you're judging them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm judging you now. No, I'm just kidding. So there's this girl that we used to hang out with. I say girl, she's a woman. We used to hang out with, and she's super fun. I'm not going to say her name because this will probably embarrass her, so I'm not going to say her name. But she works at Lou Gardens now, planting some things. And we ran into her and haven't seen her in years, right? I stopped drinking 10 years ago. So we ran into her and we're like, oh my God, it's so good to see you. And I was like, this is my husband, Dylan. And, this is my friend. And we all chatted up for a while and like good 15 minutes or so. And then we went to go leave. And she looks at Dylan and she goes, I just want to say, I've known your father for a very long time. And then she went, I mean, your husband.
Oh my.
I laughed so hard and she was mortified. And I was like, no. It happens all the time. Not necessarily with people that I know, but it happens all the time. And so then this is where things got weird because I thought it was hilarious. So I called Jen and I'm telling Jen about this on the phone. And my friend from high school comes up with Cole and she wants to introduce me to Cole. So I get off the phone with Jen, and before she can introduce me to him, I was like, oh my God, I have to tell you this hilarious story. Your worker over there? And she's like, yeah, I know her. And I'm like, yeah, listen to what she just said. This is hilarious. And so they just looked at me weird when I was done with the story. But it cracked me up.
It's funny.
Well, I mean, they were in work mode, and I'm like, girl, listen to this. She wanted to introduce me to the guy who designed everything and get a photo and talk about it. And I'm like, girl, can you believe this? It's hilarious. So anyway, so the next morning, we got invited Thanksgiving to go to New Paltz, New York, to hang out with Dylan's aunt and uncle, which I thought was really nice of them to invite us. They have a limited amount of space. They've got a huge family. So when they invited us, I was like, to Dylan, I was like, we need to make this work. And with all of my family dinners that we're doing now, I was like, I'm cool with not being here for Thanksgiving. Take a year off every now and then because it's a lot of work to make Thanksgiving dinner. So we get invited to go there, which is super nice. We fly up there on Tuesday. But before I get into Thanksgiving, I just want to mention on Wednesday night, we went to dinner at this place in Poughkeepsie, which, it's all part of the Hudson Valley and they're not that far from each other. There's all these great little places like Hudson and Poughkeepsie and New Paltz and all this. Have you ever had Detroit style pizza?
Detroit style?
Yeah.
No.
It's
Explain
hard.
what it looks like.
It's hard. It looks like Chicago, except they put the toppings on in a normal way. Sorry, Chicago. It's not normal.
To put it under the sauce.
Yeah. So, but they do it in a normal way. But also the dough, it's like a pan style pizza, but the dough is like light. It's not dense. So it's almost like pizza on top of focaccia, kind of.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of thick pizza, but I'll give that a try.
I am not either, but I'm going to tell you something. If you got some time to kill and you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do today, I'm going to try something new. Take a train to Poughkeepsie and go to this place. It's called Hudson and Packard, but make a reservation because it's small and people love it. But it's really cute. You can get in there and sit inside.
Poughkeepsie is where Ross took the train up.
Every time I see the word, I think, didn't Ross date a girl in Poughkeepsie?
Yeah.
But then he fell asleep and ended up in Canada.
And ended up in Canada, but met another girl, and it's just a quick boat ride to Nova Scotia.
It's delicious. I got like the one that's like the their staple pizza, but the pepperoni there is so good. I'm telling you, man, it's worth the train ride up there to have it. I've never had Detroit style pizza. It was delicious. So to our friend Benjamin who lives in Detroit, good for you for getting to eat. Well, I think they just call it pizza, but Detroit style pizza all the time. So that was delicious. So Thanksgiving was really great. It's great to just be in this sort of family of traditions, like people coming from all over, coming in and it was just really cool to be part of all that. So everybody had something they were supposed to bring, right? So Uncle Phil is making the turkey and some other things that were staples, and then you have people coming in making different things. And one of his groups of friends, they're British, and I think she works at the UN or something. Cool job. But they usually make they always every year make creamed onions. Have you ever had creamed onions?
No.
It's like they're not pearl onions, but it's kind of like that. But it's just like a whole tiny onion in like a cream sauce, sort of like a mac and cheese would be, but with onion. Huh. It was so delicious. It was really good. But our job was to bring desserts. And I think I talked about this on the last podcast that we tested out a bunch of different desserts to decide what we were going to take up there. So we made like an obscene amount of cookies and we shipped them up there. But then we were going up there. And this is why you shouldn't fly at 6 a.m. So we're flying at 6 a.m. I'm exhausted. We get up at 3:30 in the morning. I got to get everything packed and go. And I forgot, we bought all of these little tiny bundt pans, like 12 tiny bundt pans to make our desserts in, and forgot it. So we get there and I'm like, oh, so I had to go on Amazon and buy them again. But if you bought more than one, it said they wouldn't get there until Friday. But if you bought one set, you had to buy 3. I needed 3 sets because I needed 12. So I bought. But if I went in and I picked one set and bought it, and then went back in and picked one set and bought it, and bought another set, if I bought them individually, they'd arrive the next day. But if I bought them all together, it would take until Friday. So I did that. But I also forgot to pick up a jumbo muffin tin. So I had to go and try to find one of those. So I ordered that online too. So and then we had to go to the store and buy the stuff to make it, and I ended up having to buy like cooling racks and cookie sheets. It was ridiculous.
Good Lord,
I spent over $100. First of all, it was $100
bakery together.
It was $100 to ship the cookies. It was $100 to buy the supplies when I got there. Plus, I spent like an extra $60 getting the thing. It was just a big crazy thing, but it was all worth it because those desserts were so delicious and everybody raved about them. So that was pretty exciting. I love to cook because I love people to tell me it tastes good, and they were really, really good, which was exciting. Somebody else made beets. Have you ever
I hate beets.
I do too. Why not just go outside, spoon up some dirt, and eat it, right? But I want to say these were really good.
No, I don't believe you.
I understand
beets
this.
Cannot be made good.
Jeremy, if you had eaten beets and
you
told me that they were good, I would have told you, go fuck yourself. You're a lying whore. But no, they were delicious. I was surprised. So it was really a good time. It was really great, and everybody just really appreciated being around each other. There was this young couple there that lives in Brooklyn, Dylan's cousin and his girlfriend, and we had a great conversation with them. Talked a lot about New York, they did the New York real estate lottery, and they got a letter back. But by the time they got their letter, they already had an apartment, so they didn't go. But they were really informative about that. It was just a really great conversations. Everybody just really enjoyed being around each other. So it was really a really cool thing to be part of. So I'm really happy that we got invited. It was really nice. So we were going to fly back on Friday, but his aunt and uncle were like, that's not long enough. Stay longer. So we booked the flight to come back on Sunday. And so Friday, they took us to the city. We were going to try to come early so we could see you at your shift at Macy's, but we were not moving around fast enough. Plus, let me just say, it was freezing.
It was very cold here.
Friday was a very windy, cold day. I'll just say this while we're talking about the weather. When we got on the plane to come back, on the ride to the plane, it was snowing. And we get on the plane, it was 28 degrees. When we got off the plane, it was 80 degrees. So that's the difference. That's the difference in the weather. But I loved the cold. I don't know if anybody has an occasion to wear this. I don't know if you threw your jacket away or if you still have it. But I'm telling you, if you have that watermark jacket that I bought that has the watermark logo on them, I could wear a T-shirt and put that on and walk out into that windy 28 degree weather and where that jacket covers me, not cold at all. It is the best jacket we've ever had. I give a shout out to the brand name, but they don't sponsor us, so I'm not going to. So Friday we go into the city and we have this not so great dining experience. So I'm not going to tell you about that or where it was, but I will tell you that we went to the Metropolitan Opera. Now, this is the first time I remember. I think I had gone to it or Orlando Opera 20 years ago to see something, and I had zero appreciation for anything at the time. I just wanted to be out drinking at a bar. So I won't even count that experience as going to the opera. So I'll say this is our first experience. Have you ever been inside the Metropolitan Opera or seen any photos of it or anything? It is massive. It's so fascinating. It's beautiful. The seats are super comfortable, but it goes up. It's there were people who are sitting 6 stories up, it seems like, in these box seats looking down. It's crazy. And the stage is huge and it's very tall. So that's just really beautiful. But then the show starts. The opera is onto something. The structure of this was fantastic. So we saw Andrea Chenier, something like that. Chenier. It's French. But you know how all theater things about French are it's not sung in French. It's Les Mis is British people doing French stuff. But it's a show that kind of centers around the French Revolution. It's not Les Mis, but it's.
Are they singing in English or is it?
I think it was Italian. I think it was Italian. But what's really cool about it, and I don't know if they've upgraded, because this was so long ago that I saw that Orlando Opera thing. This didn't exist, but this is fantastic. On the seat in front of you, there's a tiny screen that you can choose whether you want the translation to be in English or German, and you can kind of read along to what they're singing so you understand what's happening. And it's just that was really helpful because you just read real fast and then listen and appreciate it. This show was stunning. It amazes me. And if you're not there to see it, it's hard to grasp. But you've got this person that's of a normal sized person standing in the middle of this stage that goes up all these stories, like huge, high,
Mhm.
and they're singing, but they're singing so powerfully, and they're not mic'd. There are mics on the stage, but not the individual. And it's just this powerful, loud, beautiful sound coming out of them, and they command that whole space. I've never seen anything like it. It was stunning, and I am now a fan. I mean, I don't know what that experience would be like anywhere else, or with other talents, but this was phenomenal. I can understand why they love the opera and they go to all these shows, but it's really great.
That's why Julia Roberts cried in Pretty Woman.
Yeah,
She loved it so much she almost pissed her pants.
I loved it, but I didn't almost piss my pants. But I want to talk about the guy sitting next to me.
Did he pee his pants?
Poor guy. He may have done something in there. It was, but I'm gonna try to mimic this because I didn't notice it in the first act. Oh, I was talking about the structure. Act 1, 30 minutes, 30-minute intermission. Act 2, 30 minutes, 30-minute intermission. And then acts 3 and 4 were together. But they did have this, they took a break between them because they have to change the sets. I mean, there's these elaborate, huge, fantastic sets. It was fascinating. But anyway, the guy next to me, I can't believe I didn't notice this in the first thing, but I noticed in the second act because the guy in front of him, there was like a gaggle of gays in front of him, and the guy kept turning around and looking at him. But this poor old man, just sitting there, like not even realizing he's doing it, but it sounded like a dog like drinking water. So at one time I thought we were being punked, like because it was like, and I was like, oh my god! And the guy in front of him was so mad, and it just made me kind of laugh. But he can't help it. He did have a bottle of water in his hand, and I just wanted to lean over and say, "Drink it. It's okay. Take a sip, buddy, because you're drying up over here." Oh, it was funny. So that was really cool. Oh, and another highlight I want to say for anybody that lives in New Paltz, you will understand this. And who goes to this place? It's weird. It's an ice cream place. I think it's called Stewart's, but it's like in a gas station, so it's very nondescript. They have this flavor of ice cream called brouhaha, and it's sort of like Santa's White Christmas, which I love, but it's like very strong flavors. So it's like chocolate chips, but they're covered in espresso, and it's just delicious. So shout out to them. I ate that. On Saturday, Dylan and I took a bus in to the city because we're like, oh, it'll be our day. We'll just go to the city and we'll walk
you
around.
And every Southern girl trying to make it.
I know. We got it. We took suitcases. We didn't have anything in them. We just took suitcases so we could get off the bus and go. I was thoroughly modern Millen. Yeah, I'm gonna make it. And then I ended up naked in some casting director's couch.
We've all been there.
So we went into the city on the bus. We met you for lunch.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was very memorable for you that you didn't mention it in the discussion of your week.
You mentioned it as part of your trip.
Very mediocre lunch. I think I was tasting that burger like, the grits were really good, but I was tasting that burger for hours.
The salad was good, but you paid for lunch, which I appreciate. I feel bad. $22 salad. And it was like a little side salad. They brought it out. It had the shrimp on it. It had big fat shrimp, which was really good. But it was like on a little tea plate. It was a tiny little salad for $22. I was like, $22. I expect a meal salad. You know what I mean?
Well,
how much could lettuce cost you? All you need to do is throw more lettuce. That's the deceptive thing about salads. You put a handful more lettuce on it, it becomes a meal plate. And you're not losing that much money.
Yeah, I think that it's probably the shrimp that costs it. You can't really go out to eat for less than $20 unless you're picking up a sandwich at a bodega or something like that.
That's true. Yeah.
So what kills you is the drinks.
Yeah.
So I don't drink. So for me, it's like it's sort of cheap. But then when you pick up the tab for everybody else, and they've all had like $20 drinks, you're like, holy shit! It's all good. Don't mind at all. Oh my god, let me tell you this really quick story. Talk about wasting money. This is ridiculous. So I have this thing. You know this about me. Like I have this itching issue, like from head to toe. It's inexplicable. No doctor I've ever been to can ever describe what it is. If you're listening,
we call you Itchy Rick.
Yeah, Itchy Rick. Yeah, Rick. He's a real itch. So it's ridiculous, and it's not allergies, and it must be allergic to something, but nobody can find out what it is. So I take allergy pills every other day, and it just otherwise it's like it's the itching is so I could scratch until I bleed. It's like that intense and that terrible. But I forgot that I forgot to put them in my little pill pack of things I have to take every day. So I'm up there a couple of days and I don't have any, and they don't have any like Zyrtec or allergy pills or anything like that in their cabinets. So I have to buy some, and we're out walking around the city, and I'm thinking like, let's just go in a little drugstore and we'll find a little packet or whatever that maybe has 1 or 2 in it. So we're sitting there and we go in and like to a CVS that all they have are like 40, 30 packs, and they're like $25, $18. And I'm like, I don't want any of this. Like
it doesn't, it's not going to help you now, but what did you end up buying? Because I have like 4 different types of allergy pills, sealed bottles here that the VA sent me. I don't take anymore.
I always take the knockoff of Zyrtec is what I always take.
I have some Zyrtec.
Well, that would have helped. That would have helped.
A whole bottle of 30 pills for free.
So we're looking at all of them, looking at the prices, and I'm just looking for the price tag that has the lowest number. And then we see a bottle. Yeah. There's a bottle there, and it says $12.99. And I was like, well, why is this so much cheaper than all of these? And these are like, Dylan says, well, these are soft gels, and these are like regular pills. And I'm like, oh, let's get the regular pills. And we get them, and we go and we check out. Now, I don't know if this is like screaming privileged here or whatever, but I don't always look at the price of things when I scan them. Like I feel like I look at the price when I'm putting it in the basket. So I just scan it, pay it, go. I don't really know what things cost because I just pay it and go. And
that definitely is a privilege.
Yeah. So I've scanned everything and I'm paying, and Dylan goes, those pills were $70. And I was like, what? So then I look at the bottle, and there are 365 pills in this bottle. Somebody had put the bottle in the wrong place. And I don't know if the workers did it. I think they did, because they're trying to make me spend more money. But I'd already paid. We were already done. And it was like, it's New York. I don't want to return anything in New York for fear that they will kill me.
It happens.
People sometimes at some places in New York, people don't like to do their jobs. So if you complain about something, they get very angry. Yes. So, I would just pay for the full price of the Uggs and not complain. So anyway, Dylan and I went to go see a show while we were there on Saturday. And we went to, I had seen this on Morning Joe. And so I was like, oh, let's go see it. So it's called Gruesome Playground Injuries. And it's got Emmy nominee Nicholas Braun, who is in Succession.
Yeah.
Super tall. Super tall guy.
He's like 6'5" or something.
Yeah, he is super tall. And then it had 2-time Tony Award winner Kara Young.
Not as tall.
She was and let me tell you, that difference was there. So basically, this is a show about 2 people who meet when they're 8 years old, and it's about their whole lives together going on. And it's fascinating the way it's put together. This is a revival of a I don't know when it came out originally, but this is a revival. But it'll say like, there's a screen that's like injury number 8, and there'll be a scene, and then it'll go to injury number 40, and then it goes back down to injury number. So basically the guy in it is like very accident prone. And so it's all centers around like him getting hurt and things, and how they come in and out of each other's lives. And in that respect, it's interesting. The actors were phenomenal. I will say that. I think I just didn't care for the show. The way it ended, like, for me, the ending of a show will make or break it. And this ended, it just ended. And you're like, well, what happened? Like, give us a scene. Like, what's the result here? There's no result. So you can only assume that life carried on the same way.
Catherine Bigelow effect.
Yeah, I was like, ugh. So, but there was a thing that I don't like that was in this show. And that is adults pretending to be children. It's so tough to watch.
This new season of Stranger Things is really gonna hit on you.
No, I mean, when you've got like Ralph Macchio playing the Karate Kid, that's fine. But when you've got, if Ralph Macchio was playing a 6-year-old, that would be tough. So there's like that whole like swaying, like, look at me, I'm so young and I'm so cool for it. Like, no, it was crazy. But that was only the first scene. After that, everything was fantastic. So So don't get mad at me and tell me that, oh, everybody else in the world loves it, because it was really good. I like things to resolve, you know.
I
And
gotcha.
if you don't care if it resolves or not, it's great. They were great performances, so that was really cool. I do want to talk about one thing that's so odd to me. And you'll know this as a bathroom connoisseur of the New York
Absolutely.
City.
I'm making a list.
This is not one for the list. Unless this kind of thing doesn't bother you. I get it. You're a liberal city. It's all well and good. And I'm all for all gender bathrooms. But I have never been into a bathroom that was all gender and was just a men's room. It was 2 stalls and 3 urinals. And the urinals had no partitions. And they're right across from the stalls. So you could be peeing in a urinal and your grandmother has to walk behind you and get into the stall. And I couldn't do it. I was like, have you ever been in a bathroom like that?
No. In fact, I think I'm trying to remember. I think all the non-gender bathrooms I've been to were like single-use bathrooms.
Yeah,
They're not,
yeah,
like,
me
open
too.
like that,
I was
yeah.
very shocked, and there was this lovely old lady in front of me in line, and I'm texting Dylan, and I'm like, I have to pee so bad, but I am not gonna pee in front of this lady. I just can't. I couldn't do it. I get,
Yeah.
if there's no partition at all, which like no bathroom I went to had partitions. Like even at the Met Opera, it didn't have partitions, and I'm just like, I can't be like, and they're so close together that you could literally rub shoulders with the guys peeing next to you. Now,
Oh yeah, I don't like that.
I don't get super pee
we
shy,
have
but
partitions
that,
at Macy's.
yeah.
Come on down to Macy's.
Well,
we have partitions.
Macy's does have a lovely restroom, and thank you for
They
the
do.
advice to
They
not
are
go
on
to the
list,
7th
yes.
floor. So anyway, that was my week. All in all, it was a good week. It was a great trip to
Yeah.
New York. I love to go there. Always good. I'll be back
It's a good time to be at New York.
I will
mean,
be back in
holidays are in
less
full
than 3
effect.
weeks.
Oh, all right.
2.5 weeks I will be there.
Christmas tree is being lit in 2 days, and holidays are in full effect. Lights everywhere.
Yeah.
It's little pop-up holiday villages, and like just walking down any random street, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, here's a holiday village. Just it's a fun time. It's a good time.
Oh, I forgot
in
to
New
go.
York.
There's what's the place? Now I'm not even going to remember the name. Is it Herald Square? Is that where there's
Herald
like
Square,
there's
where
there's like an
Macy's
ice
is.
skating rink and all that, and the like behind it? I should there's
Oh no, there's a ice skating rink at Rockefeller Center.
Yeah, no, but I think there is in Herald. There's like a Christmas village, and I think people can ice skate there too. I meant to
I
go
don't think
check
they've
that out.
opened it yet. Then
Okay.
because in Herald Square, at least where Macy's is, I haven't seen any. They're setting up, still building more of the Christmas village, so there might be an ice skating rink somewhere over there. But they built a carousel. There's a little pop-up carousel right on Herald Square right there. It's cute. It's Christmas themed.
Let's see
Nice.
if you can. Man, that's a good thing Google can. Oh no, you can't. Oh, Bryant Park. That's what I meant. Bryant Park.
Oh, Bryant Park. Yeah, that's over by the library.
Yeah, I wanted to go check that out. So maybe when I'm there in a couple of weeks, we'll go.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that
Fun,
trip.
fun, fun.
Going to see
Yeah.
a couple of Broadway shows, so that'll be exciting.
Very nice.
Speaking of shows, I guess we should get to this.
We watched the show. Yeah.
We did.
Yeah. Jeremy's got to get to work, so
Listen,
we're gonna have to run through this.
I know. I just want to say real quick. Oh, it is getting late. What time do you have to be at work?
I got to be there at noon.
Oh, okay.
So we got to wrap this up in like 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We will. I will say, though, if you are listening to this and you're a producer of a show called A Friend of Dorothy, which is a short that we wanted to talk about, you cannot watch it in the United States. You can only watch it on like BFI streaming if you live in Europe, but you can't watch it here. So listen, release it for us or send us a copy. We want to talk about it. It looks great. But you had found a show because we couldn't get to this one, and you found a show,
and it was I didn't find the show. HBO Max found the show, and it was right there in the top recommendations. It said, "Hey, little queer boy, we know you like this shit." And it's a show. It's actually a Canadian show on their network Crave that is being shown in the U.S. on HBO Max called Heated Rivalry. It is taglined as a Canadian sports romance television series. It is written and directed by Jacob Tierney. I don't know who Jacob Tierney is or anything else he's done. Oh, he was in Are You Afraid of the Dark?
He was
if you
in
were a
it?
he played Eric in Are You Afraid of the Dark? I guess he was one of the kids around the campfire. He was also an executive producer on the sitcom Letterkenny, which ran from 2016 to 2023, which I've heard of, but I've never watched.
Yeah, we're right on. So he's got some chops.
He's got some stuff going on.
But the other two...
He's not an unattractive fella.
No.
Yeah, so it stars... the show is about these two rival hockey players. One's Canadian, one's Russian. The Canadian is played by Hudson Williams, and his name on the show is Shane Hollander. And Connor Story plays Ilya Rozanov, who is the Russian hockey player. Neither one of them I have seen in things. However, I will say, and I don't know if you got this vibe, they gave me Heath Ledger, Jake Gyllenhaal vibes, and I don't know if that was intentional, like to give it a Brokeback Mountain feel, but they were giving me major Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger vibes.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of vibes they were giving me. Listen, so this guy Connor Story, who plays Rose,
The Russian.
I was gonna say Rosebud,
Ilya.
Who plays the Russian. He was in the Joker. That's all I could find. The other ones, like Hudson Williams, was in a lot of things that I haven't
He was in
heard
the
of.
joke. Which one? The first one or the second one?
The one with Lady Gaga.
Oh, the Folie à Deux.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and look. I don't remember seeing him.
I mean,
And
he might
he's
have
hot,
just been.
so I feel like I would have remembered him.
You know, I will give he is hot. They are very they're two good-looking guys with incredible bodies, which kind of is the redeeming factor of the show.
Yeah.
So
I mentioned this when we first were talking about it. This, I don't know how, it's a rare feat to be able to make a show like this, but this is one of the worst and one of the greatest shows I've ever seen in my life.
do you want to
And
hear?
I've only seen the first two episodes.
Do you want to hear something surprising? We watched the first two episodes.
Sure, yeah.
Guess what? There is a Rotten Tomatoes score. It's audience only.
Oh, okay. You know what? This has that kind of guilty pleasure thing that I feel like people really dig. So I'm going to say people are probably enjoying this. It seems like something. I'll give it and say audience give it an 86.
94.
Oh, they liked it better than I thought they did.
That's surprising, isn't it? Yeah. So it's just
no.
to me, it's
No,
like
not at all, because everyone out there is perverts.
to me, it's like the ice hockey version of give me a second here. Don't jump through the screen and kill me.
Sure,
But it's
no,
like it's the hockey version of red, white, and royal blue. Or
oh no, I got red, white. I got red, white, and royal blue mixed with 50 Shades of Grey vibes.
Yeah. By the way, you're a red, white, and royal blue guy. I don't know if you know this, but he's the underwear model for Calvin Klein
Listen,
on the bathroom floor.
I walk by his photo every time I go to the bathroom.
I don't
and
like
say,
where this is going. I don't
I
like
say
where
hi
this
to
is
him.
going.
I say hello, and I look forward to the sequel to your film.
Good day, sir.
And then I lock myself in a stall
like
for
this
20
is
minutes.
the show. The show is full. It's not a bad show, but
Yeah.
you're right. It's
And it's just the first. They're releasing new episodes every Friday on HBO Max, so it might be building to something else. But we
Yeah.
just have the first two episodes. But it's weird
it's very weird.
the way it's structured.
HBO has a way of putting out shows for me that I always hate the first episode, but then a couple into it, I get really into. So I might go back and try to, but I don't know if I will. It's very odd. It jumped. It like they're gonna be 80 years old by the end of season 1.
Yeah,
because it
it
keeps
starts
jumping.
in 2008, and then like every scene, they have a scene 6 months later, and then another scene 6 months later. And I wrote this down because there's a section in it where they're texting. All it is them texting back and forth. Oh, here it is. So it's the start of episode 2. So episode 1 starts in 2008, and then it does the time jumps. Episode 2 is summer of 2011. There's one scene of them texting perverted stuff. Well, Ilya texting perverted stuff to Shane, and then Shane be like, "Fuck you, you're an asshole. Fuck you, you're an asshole." That's his entire
dialogue.
Yeah.
Every if he says something like, "You look really good today," fuck you.
Fuck you. Yeah, you have a nice ass. You're such an asshole.
Fuck you. We didn't even kiss.
Oh, that's how you know what? In his defense, have you not? I mean, we've been with men before, many men,
One or two.
but it's when they're like into you, and then after you do it, they're just like, all right, I'm done with you. It's hurtful. At least kiss me before you fuck me.
Yeah.
Anyway, but so the start of episode 2, I kept a tally. Summer 2011, they text for one scene. Fall 2011, they text. Winter 2012, they text. It's this just texting. And I also realize when you're doing your seasons, do you start with winter or do you start with spring? It's like you're running through the seasons of the year. Do you go spring, summer, fall, winter, or do you go winter, spring, summer, fall?
I don't know. I've never been asked that question or if I thought about it, but I'd probably go chronologically from January and go winter, spring, summer, fall.
See, I always go spring because I know January is winter, but winter starts in December. So I always go with, so when they're framing it, they always start with the winter. So it's like winter 2012, spring 2012. And it was throwing me off.
But
it's not how my mind works.
I also live in Florida, so it
so
doesn't
you don't
get
even
cold
have a
until
winter.
January. Yeah.
But yeah, there's a whole section of the the second episode where it's just them texting things to each other, and then time jump. It's so by the end of the second, because we only watched 2 episodes, by the end of the second episode, we are. Where's my little time jumps? We're in the fall of 2013. So just in the first 2 episodes, we've gone 5 years.
Yeah.
And all it is how often they're meeting, because they're playing for rival teams. But for those who don't understand sports, you have your league, but then you have your divisions in the league, and they're in the same division, so they play a couple of times each year. So they're getting together a couple of times each year. They also play for their countries, Canada and Russia, in the Olympics, and for various charities. There's like a charity competition of North America versus Europe they play against. They're always being pitted against each other. They're like number 1 and number 2.
Yeah, they're the top 2 rookies in the first thing, and how do they go from being rookies to being captains of their team the next year? I feel like the older people.
It's 5-year jumps. There's so many jumps.
That's true. It's not the next year.
They're going to be coaches next episode. No, it's going to be 9 years. Future.
I read ahead in the season finale of this season. They're the old couple from Up.
It was Up all along.
But it's so
Wasn't it, though?
It's so clichéic. Everything about it's clichéic. So you've got the Russian guy whose family is like, you must play better,
Yes.
and steal his
You
money,
are a terrible son.
and are disappointed in him every time he loses. And then you've got the American whose family is supportive, but the dad's a little aloof. The mom is money hungry. Oh, it's Canadian, right? And the mom is money hungry. Clearly, that's going to become an issue where she's like, she has him doing all these endorsements.
She's locking all these endorsement deals. So he's all about his career.
So he's super closeted and can't do anything. And the Russian guy is like a risk taker because he's got a terrible family life, and they like each other, but they won't say it. And it's just so weird.
It's late 2000, so the Canadian kid has to explain YouTube to his dad. It's all just very weird stuff. His mom's going on about endorsements. His dad's like, tell me about this YouTube rabbit hole. What is
a rabbit hole?
Like, dude, I get it's
like a K-hole, Dad.
The end of 2009. YouTube started in like 2005, 2006. Come on, it's been a few years. You know what YouTube is, bro.
Older people take a minute.
My parents are old, and they knew what YouTube was by 2009.
How long has TikTok been around?
TikTok's, became big when COVID started, but it had been around a few years.
Oh, so 5 years.
It's about 5 years.
And
could you imagine talking to somebody and not knowing what TikTok is right now?
Yeah, but they don't know the intricacies of it. He knew what it was. He just didn't know the intricacies.
Oh, no. He was acting like, what's YouTube? Oh, where am I?
No,
what's this food in front of me?
No, but he did say, he's like, oh, I've seen the YouTubes. But he just didn't know what a YouTube hole was.
He's ridiculous. Although he's the only one in this show who looks familiar to me.
Oh, you don't watch CBS. So, or no, maybe this is ABC. But the mother was in The Good Doctor.
Dylan Walsh was the dad. Let's see he was in Nip Tuck. That's where I know him from. He's a doctor. He's Dr. McNeera in Nip Tuck.
Now, I will say that Well, I think the stronger actor is the Russian guy. I don't know that the Canadian
Yes.
guy is a strong actor at all.
I gotta tell you,
He has no facial expressions.
I have learned from just the first 2 episodes of this show that the Russian accent totally does it for me.
No, I mean, and his ass. I mean, come on, he's got
well,
ass for
that too.
days.
But that accent when he's talking to him, whenever they're in like the intimate scenes, and he's like, roll over. And I was like, yes, sir.
Which
Right
all of
away,
a sudden
sir.
Jeremy's watching the rest of the show face down. It's like he wasn't talking to you, Jeremy. I'll just say this is like a very sexually charged show. It's like
Yeah.
here's a couple of sentences and then here's a highly sexual
Yeah.
scene. And they're all they do. I mean, it's almost weirdly uncomfortable because we're watching this with Dylan and Jen and I, and I'm like, I don't know whether we should pause this and go have sex,
Yeah.
or if
You know how
we
I
should
can
ask Jen
tell
to
it's
leave the room.
uncomfortable? Because even when I'm watching it by myself, I was giggling like a little girl, and I had my blanket and I would pull it up over my nose. I didn't cover my eyes because I wanted to watch, and I'm like,
when as soon as they do that, the first time that you see them naked is there's a shower scene where they take showers at the same time, and as soon as they did and they pan back and they showed both of their asses, I looked at Jen and said, Jeremy's gonna love this show.
Yeah, and the Russian guy, because they're showering, it's just the two of them. The Russian guy stares at them, and then he's staring back. The Canadian's staring back at him, and then the Russian guy just starts jerking off.
I was like, is he washing
You just see
it?
the hands moving. He's just jerking off, and the Canadian guy's like, not here. And he goes, what room are you in? And he gives his room number. He goes, I will come at 9 o'clock and knock on your door. And he does, and God bless it, it is a good scene.
He was like,
I'm going to watch the rest of this show.
When he's playing
very
with himself
happy.
in the shower, at one point I yelled, I think it's clean. I think you can stop. It's just overtly sexual, and that's fine. I mean, it's okay. It's just
the show knows what it is.
There's
It
not a
very
lot of
heavily into it.
not a lot of story going on. It's just I don't know. I'm gonna give it 2 grapes for the 2 peaches. I'm gonna translate those 2 peaches into 2 grapes.
I'm gonna go 3 grapes for now, but I have a feeling that the grapes are gonna grow as the show goes on.
Do you think so? Do you think it's gonna get better?
I don't know. I hope so.
Let's see.
If not, at least I get to see them have more sex.
Which I'm sure they will.
And that's all I need in this time in my life.
Maybe it's something that like it evolves, like a relationship evolves, and then they're clearly starting to develop feelings for each other, and so maybe as that happens. Well, I mean the Russian guy's a bit of a playboy, and he didn't have sex with that other guy, so
that's true. Yeah. So I will say one thing I do appreciate about this show, because we're later in the year, as we talked about earlier in the podcast. Award show movies. I'm going to be watching a lot of really probably boring independent films that take a long way to get to the story. It's nice to have something to come home to that's just about the sex. It's just about, let me see your ass, tell him, get on the bed, and then just do it. Sometimes that's all I need in life. So it'll be nice to balance that against all these Oscar movies I got to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because right now the Russian guy's kind of a dick, but we'll see if it. But they both are. I don't know. The Canadian naiveness is a little tired already in the second episode.
It's all very stereotypical. He's very stereotypical Russian. Shane is very stereotypical Canadian. It's and we'll see where it goes. But so far, I'll give it 3 grapes. I'll do it 3 grapes.
We'll see. I mean, I started watching The Diplomat, so that's my go-to show when I'm by myself.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
because I know nobody else wants to watch this other show. But maybe when I'm done with The Diplomat, when the season's over and all the episodes are available, maybe I'll watch the last one and see if I should go back and fill in the gaps.
All my weekly shows are done with right now, and they're not coming back until January, so I'll probably keep watching this one. And then I just re-upped on Netflix, so I watched Stranger Things. I got to keep up on. I got to rewatch some of my Netflix shows I haven't seen in a while.
Right on.
Awesome. But yeah, so we'll be back next week, maybe talking about Stranger Things. We don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
But until then, the cork is back in the bottle.